Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Smartphone Photography, Take Photos with Sharing. In this episode titled, See Like a Photographer, Train Your Eye, we're going to explore the key elements that make an image truly compelling. Whether you're snapping photos of your morning coffee or capturing breathtaking landscapes, you'll learn how to elevate your photography game. Let's dive in. Your eyes take in millions of details every minute. Yet you only notice a handful. A crowded street, a quiet room, your own kitchen counter. Hidden in all of them are photos you're walking past every day. The mystery is this: why do some people see them and others don't? Yet. Here's the twist. Developing a photographer's eye is less about being creative and more about building visual habits. Great photographers don't stumble into good shots. They walk through the same ordinary spaces you do, but their brains are constantly scanning for four things: light, lines, patterns, and timing. Neuroscience studies show we can actually train this kind of rapid recognition, like teaching your mind to highlight certain pixels in real time. In a world where web images get about 2.6 seconds of attention before people scroll away, that training matters. Your phone's camera already captures plenty of detail. The real upgrade is in how you look before you tap. Think of it as turning daily life into a quiet scavenger hunt. Every doorway, sidewalk, and coffee cup becomes a test of what you're able to notice, not what you're able to buy. So how do you actually upgrade the way you look? Start by borrowing a few quiet tricks from working photographers. They don't wander around waiting for inspiration. They give themselves tiny, specific quests. One day they hunt for strong shadows, another day they only shoot reflections, another they chase a single color through different locations. This kind of constraint sounds limiting, but it does the opposite. It sharpens your awareness. Suddenly the supermarket, the bus stop, even your hallway at night stops being background and starts feeling like a simple training ground for your eye. Start with the one thing your phone can't autocorrect: where you point it. Before you raise the camera, pause for 2 seconds and silently answer, what's the actual subject here? Maybe it's not the street, but the lone red umbrella. Not the cafe, but the rectangle of sunlight on the table. Naming the subject forces you to strip the scene down to one main idea instead of a vague vibe. Once you know the subject, you can decide where to place it. This is where composition stops being abstract and turns practical. Look for 3 simple forces that shape almost every strong photo: direction, weight, and rhythm. Direction is how your viewer's eye travels. Lines, literal and implied, behave like arrows. A curb, a row of parked bikes, someone's arm, even the edge of a shadow can all act as guides. Tilt your phone a few degrees and those lines either lead into your subject or steer attention away from it. Get in the habit of asking, where do these lines point? If the answer isn't toward what I care about, move your feet, not just your fingers. Weight is what feels visually heavy. Bright areas, sharp contrast, faces, and saturated color all pull attention. Because peripheral vision is better at catching motion than subtle color, placing key color contrasts and faces closer to the center keeps them from dissolving into background noise. If your frame feels chaotic, look for the heaviest element, then either commit to it as the star or crop it out. Rhythm is repetition with a twist. Patterns of windows, chairs, tiles, or people create a beat across the image. Our brains love spotting these regularities, and they buy you extra milliseconds of attention. Break the pattern once: a single open window among closed ones, one person looking away in a crowd, and you've created a visual hook without adding clutter. Your phone can help, but don't let it think for you. Turn on grid lines, not as a rule of thirds cage, but as a quick way to judge balance. Is the frame tipping left, right, top-heavy, or centered with intent? Shift until it feels deliberate, even if it's symmetrical or off-center. Your challenge this week: pick one ordinary route you take daily and allow yourself exactly 3 frames each time, no more. Each stop, decide on a clear subject, use lines to guide to it, and either emphasize or break a pattern. Review your shots at week's end and ask only, where does my eye go first? And did I choose that on purpose? Watch how this plays out in real life. Walk past a row of parked bikes. Most people see clutter. You can hunt for a single detail that interrupts the pattern: a missing seat, a bright lock, one handlebar turned the wrong way, and build your frame around that small rebellion. Or take a supermarket aisle. Fluorescent chaos becomes interesting the moment you notice every cereal box lined up, except one pushed forward into the light. That's your subject. Lighting shifts work too. Stand near a window and wait. As clouds move, you'll see patches of brightness slide across walls and floors. When that light lands on something ordinary, a shoe, a plant, a coffee mug, treat it like a spotlight cue and move in. One helpful approach is to think like a cook adjusting seasoning. You're not adding more ingredients, just choosing which flavor gets to speak loudest: color, shape, or gesture, while the others step back to support it. As AI quietly takes over exposure, focus, and even best shot suggestions, the real frontier becomes what you choose to show and why. Think of upcoming AR overlays, grids, arrows, balance meters hovering in your view, as training wheels, not autopilot. They can speed up learning, but they also risk making every frame feel the same. The opportunity? Use these tools to experiment with bolder, more personal choices, then deliberately switch them off and see what your own instincts have started to do. Over time, your camera roll becomes less a dump of random snaps and more like a sketchbook of how you think. You'll start spotting visual hooks in places you once walked past, the way a musician hears rhythm in street noise. Follow that curiosity. Tilt the frame, step closer, try the odd angle. The goal isn't perfection, it's noticing what feels distinctly yours, then pressing capture. To go deeper, here are 3 next steps. 1. Pick one visual constraint for a week, like only shooting shadows, reflections, or repetition, and go on a 20-minute walk today with your phone camera using the free app VSCO, taking at least 25 frames that match that constraint. 2. Watch Sean Tucker's YouTube video, Seeing in New Ways, train your photographer's eye, and pause every few minutes to mimic his shots from wherever you are, your kitchen, street corner, or office, trying to match his framing and angles. 3. Start a Seeing folder on your phone and, for the next 7 days, save 3 photos a day from Magnum Photos or Lens Culture that catch your eye. Then use the free app Milanote or a simple notes app to quickly jot what you notice about their light, lines, and perspective so you're actively training your eye, not just scrolling. This was Owl Up, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!